Matthew was very shy when he first came in, to the point of being somewhat mousy, I'd almost say. He was having some difficulties adjusting, but this was home for him, and he made that quite clear. And so his mousiness, his shyness gave way to a person that was excited about this track he was going to embark on. He was just figuring out wanting to work on human rights, how he was going to do that. And when that happens, this person begins to bloom a little bit. He was starting to say, wow, there are opportunities here. There are things I can do in this world. I can be important. And in retrospect, and I can only say this in retrospect, of course, I think that's where he was heading, towards human rights, which only adds to the irony and tragedy of this. When I came here, I knew it was going to be hard as a gay man.
Jonas Slonaker.
But I kept telling myself people should live where they want to live. And there would be times I would go down to Denver and I would go to gay bars. And I met so many men down there from Wyoming. So many gay men who grew up here. And they're like, this is not a place where I can live. How can you live here? I had to get out. Grr, grr, grr. But every once in a while, there'd be a guy, oh gosh, I really miss Laramie. I mean, I love it there. That's where I want to live. And they get this starry-eyed look, and I'm like, if that's where you want to live, do it. I mean, imagine if more gay people stayed in small towns. But it's easier said than done, of course. Dominant religious traditions in this town, Baptist, Mormon, and they're everywhere. It's not just Salt Lake, you know, they're all over. They're like jam on toast down here. So the spectrum would be on the left side of that panel, so far left that I'm probably sitting by myself, is me and the Unitarian Church. Unitarians are by and large humanists, many of whom are atheists. I mean, we're not even sure we're a religion. And to my right on that spectrum, to his credit, Father Roger, Catholic priest who is well established here, and God bless him, he did not equivocate at all when this happened. He hosted the vigil for Matthew that night. The Christian pastors, many of the conservative ones, were silent on this. Conservative Christians use the Bible to show the rest of the world, it says here in the Bible. And most Americans believe, and they do, that the Bible is the Word of God. And how are you going to fight that? I arrived in Laramie on September 15th. I looked around, tumbleweed, cement factory, and I thought, what in the hell am I doing in Wyoming? 3 weeks later, I found out what the hell I'm doing in Wyoming. The fence. I've been out there 4 times. I've taken visitors. That place has become a pilgrimage site. Clearly, that is a very powerful personal experience to go out there. It is so stark and so empty, and you can't help but think of Matthew out there for 18 hours in nearly freezing temperatures. With that view up there, isolated, and the God, my God, why have you forsaken me, comes to mind. And the news reports kept rolling in. Young University of Wyoming student, his age, his description. It's like, oh my God. More and more details came in about the sheer brutality, motivations, how this happened. And then, quite frankly, the media descended, and there was no time to reflect on it anymore. It was huge. Yeah, it was heard. And we're talking hundreds of reporters, which makes a huge dent in this town's population. There's reporters everywhere, news trucks everywhere on campus, everywhere in the town. We're not used to that type of attention to begin with. We're not used to that type of exposure. There's this whole idea, you leave me alone, I leave you alone.
Jonas Slonaker.
And it's even in some of the Western literature, you know, live and let live. That is such crap. I tell my friends that. Even my gay friends bring it up sometimes. I'm like, that is crap, you know? I mean, basically what it boils down to, If I don't tell you I'm a fag, you won't beat the crap out of me. I mean, what's so great about that? That's a great philosophy? Change is not an easy thing, and I don't think people were up to it here. They got what they wanted. Those two boys got what they deserved, and we look good now. Justice has been served. The OK Corral. We shot down the villains. We sent the prostitutes on the train. The town's cleaned up, and we don't need to talk about it anymore. You know, it's been a year since Matt Shepard died, and they haven't passed shit in Wyoming. At a state level, any town, nobody anywhere has passed any kind of laws. Anti-discrimination laws, hate crime legislation. Nobody has passed anything anywhere. What's come out of this? What's come out of this that's concrete or lasting?